Yeah. I mean, that's how I guess you want to end the game right before Christmas. Going to the holidays, feeling pretty good about your team. But more importantly, it was a good game for us. As I communicated as of lately, we're turning the corner on being healthy. And so you look at our personnel, and it's great to see McKenna White back on the floor. And I think that, she showed everybody what she's capable of doing. She gives us that extra scoring post player that we need, her physicality, defensively as well. And then, lastly, a piece is communication. She understands basketball. She communicates it really, really well. And she's part of, our success. And it did hurt us when she was out. There's no question about that. So great to see her getting back involved here today. Really good minutes. Her second career double. So I'm super proud of her. We knew coming into this game that they're going to play us primarily all zone because of their size. I thought we did a really nice job of collectively just moving the ball. As a team, we had 26 assists, on the day, and it just goes to show you, how unselfish, we were here today. It was great to see us attacking inside, reversing the ball, skipping back out, watching Sid knock down some shots here out in the perimeter, seeing her healthy again. So that was good to see. I thought, Destiny was a catalyst as well, just really, taking over at the point position at times, creating for everyone, collapsing the defense and getting people involved. And I thought Bernaya just controlled the entire game, with what she does at the point position. So, really good game for us to go into the break. But more importantly, it was good to get everybody minutes and assess, especially our bench. We know that our bench is important to us, heading into, conference play. So getting those minutes, getting those guys the opportunity to play a little bit is going to help and pay off dividends down the road.
Going off of that, you kind of talked about, like, obviously being ready off the bench, but there's a chemistry factor too, and I feel like, at least from my perspective today, any kind of combination or lineup you had out there really gelled well. I mean, I think like McKenna and Layla haven't really played much at all together with their individual injuries, so I'm just curious, why do you think is it something you kind of harp on in practice? Why do you feel as though any lineup you can kind of throw out at this point is really able to mold well?
Well, I think it's, more that, how we do things. We're really systematic on both sides of the ball. So no matter who's in the game, personnel-wise, they fit that role. And so regardless who we put in, you plug them in, well, we're still going to continue to do the things that we do, and they've done those things. They've rehearsed those things, and so and they've repped them over and over and over again. So they're not doing things for the first time, here today. But again, we wanted to go high-low against them. It worked at times. We finished around the basket, which was really, really good. I thought we were more imposing physically. And I thought those guys did a really nice job for us.
Obviously, the most of the game was pretty dominant, but I think for the first 5 or so minutes they were 5-2 or whatever, and then there was that media timeout. Did you say anything specifically to your team during that timeout, or was it just kind of a little bit of a reset?
Yeah, it was just, it was the turnovers right off the bat. It was the turnovers, just sloppy. Sid had one, Sam had one, and so that's how the possessions, we knew it was just a matter of time. So it was the first 4 minutes were ugly. And so we just got to do a better job of executing on both sides of the ball from the jump. Can't be casual, can't play down to the level of competition regardless of who we're playing. My expectations are we come out and we execute and we have a ton of energy and effort. And we got there eventually.
Coach, you guys have played a lot of games these past 4 weeks, including 2 tournaments. Do you think this 11-day break kind of helped you guys in the win today, kind of helped you guys regain some confidence after the loss of Columbia?
You know what it did? The loss to Columbia was really good for us, to be honest with you. You got to – there's always a silver lining in things. Yes, of course we wanted to win. Yes, I wasn't too happy with the loss. But then you go back and you look at it, right? You always can learn something from it. And I think that, both from a player's perspective and a coach's perspective, like we all learned something about it. And I know that, it made me individually better as a coach because I looked at things, I broke things down. And I know that how, simple concepts will help us, against future opponents, down the road. But as far as becoming better as a team, one, it gave us a little bit more time to get healthy, but then two, it gave us time, to get, McKenna White time on the court, and that's what she needed. Sid, time to get healthy and get back on the court and do what she does. But as far as as the team goes, it gave us some time to implement some things defensively that you probably haven't seen before. We wanted to press right off the bat here today, did that, turned them over, created some offense from our defense, saw a little bit more zone here today. So we were able to, work on some things on both sides of the ball that I know will help us down the road.
You mentioned in your opening statement the bench's sort of more major role today. Was this something coming into the game where you thought the bench might get more minutes than usual, or how did you want to deploy them today?
Yeah, I was hoping. I think Lex Brooks has been, really good and really solid for us coming off the bench. I mean, today she had 7 points and 5 assists. She did a great job of being in the right place at the right time, doing the right things. That's all that I ask. I'm not asking anybody else to come off the bench. I mean, we'll score our 73 points a game, right? And so it's not a thing. We don't need them to come in and score, but I need them to fill a void and do the right things, and she understands that. And I thought today she did a great job of finding people. She did a great job of, passing the ball over the top for Sam to get catches right at the rim to finish. And then, she did a great job of knocking down jumpers when she had those opportunities, and she allowed the game, to come to her. And that's why her minutes have increased, and I'm fairly, comfortable and confident with her out on the floor. And we have to remember back, last year in the championship game against Dayton when Destiny got in foul trouble, I threw Lex out there, and she did a great job for us. And she helped us win a championship. And so her minutes are starting to, accumulate here, and her role is starting to expand. And I'm super excited about her. But you look at our bench, with her, and then obviously McKenna, we get a score. And McKenna could be a starter for us. It does not matter. I just love the point production from McKenna coming off the bench, and she gives us some energy as well. But we're really looking for, the other guys to really step up because I'd like to, be really solid with 8. To be honest with you, and we're still searching. Who's the next guard? Layla Fair will play a little bit for us as well, and then who's that next guard? Is it Kristen Williams? Is it Steph? That's where, it's kind of, it's just a process right now, figuring out who that next person is going to be. And whoever works hard, and is consistent and understands what we're doing, will get those minutes.
Well, last question will be.
Last one. Does anyone really?
Are you saying that your question's not important?
No, it is. I just
Okay,
wanted to,
well, you're-
make sure because I have already asked one. I wanted
Okay.
to share the wealth a little bit.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Season of giving.
Touche.
Do you say good shit?
No, I didn't say. I said touche.
Oh,
I
sorry.
That's your last question. Okay, sorry.
I'm so sorry.
Happy holidays to you too. What do you got?
Okay, obviously, St. Peter's hasn't won a game, but that aside, I mean,
Yeah.
there's no denying you had really strong defense today. Just kind of wanted to hone in on that. Sort of what was the plan? How did you think you guys executed, and just more specifically on the defense?
Yeah, well, it all started, we wanted to contain their dribble penetration. This is a team that scores in transition. This is a team that gets downhill and really attacks the basket. And I thought that we zapped their guards' athletic ability, attacking the basket because of our hard hedges. Our post did a great job of getting out, and so it's really hard to attack the basket when we're hedging the ball screens. So that was the first thing. And then the second thing was, just containing them in the half court, staying in front of them. And we talked about, defending, your guy. And we did a really good job. Destiny did a great job. Bernaya did a great job of keeping them in front. But I thought that we were really systematic defensively, and were able to stop them and force them, into tough shots. And our ability to, defensive rebound helped us offensively. because of change of possession, we were able to get out and get one-legged layups. But I thought overall, defensively, we did a really good job here today.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you guys. Happy holidays.
Sorry about that.
How it feel to be back?
Great, a blessing to be back. Back out there with my teammates, my family. So just amazing.
Did you feel like you had to reacclimate yourself for a little bit, or did it feel like you hadn't missed any time?
No, I would say obviously practice has got me back into the flow and the groove of things, and obviously my teammates make it easy as possible to accommodate me and get me back into the game.
Go ahead, Michael.
Was it refreshing kind of have this game after an 11-day break in finals after you guys had played so many games in 2 tournaments?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like we came out pretty strong right off the jump. So just to come out with a big win like this and just have confidence and try to finish off non-conference strong.
Go, Lulu.
Birdie talks a lot about, not playing down to your opponents, and it feels as though he was more positive in terms of how you guys played, even with the record that St. Peter's had. Would that be kind of your perspective now? Were you happy, minus maybe the first couple of minutes of how things went today?
Yeah, I would say like you said, playing down to the level of our opponents, we knew we needed to come out and handle business, especially, going away for Christmas break. So, we knew coming out we needed to finish up non-conference very strong leading into conference.
Go ahead, Hannah. McKenna, your, I believe, second career double-double, so congrats on that.
Thank you.
What were you trying to emphasize today during the game to accomplish that?
Just to bring energy to my team. Obviously, that's something that I bring to the team and that they really need. So just bringing that energy, my talk, my effort for us to stick out the win tonight.
Go, Jacob.
McKenna, when you've been on the court this year, your numbers have been much better than last season and even the prior season. What did you work on this summer specifically that has helped you so much this year? And then Sid, what have you noticed in McKenna's game as she's grown?
I would say more, not basketball related, I would say more of my spiritual journey, really reading my word more, really spending time with God and allowing him to just lead me on and off the court, and has allowed me to be emotionally invested and obviously improve my skill level.
For me, what I've seen in McKenna, on the court, definitely shooting the 3. I know she's been a lot more confident shooting the 3. And I'm also just the attitude she brings to the team, just cheering everyone up, and it just helps so much. It's just positive. It lifts everyone up. It gets us going either before the game, halftime, whenever it is, and we need that every day.
Go ahead, Hannah. First, Sid, the bench got a lot of minutes today, so for you getting to see, McKenna and others go on the court and what they're able to accomplish, what is that like for you to see what they were able to do today?
It's really good to see our bench develop. We definitely need them. We need all the help we could get. And yeah, it's good watching them do what they do. I have so much confidence in just about everyone on this team, so I know they're going to pick up right where we left off. But yeah, it was good to see.
Go ahead, Lulu.
Birdie also talked about how it's sort of, not necessarily, he didn't say it's a battle between Kristen or Steph in terms of that guard spot, just mentioned those two as sort of guards off the bench. I'm just kind of curious from a player's perspective what you see in both of them and sort of what their advantages and differences are from one another.
I think they both bring different things, like you just said, but I know Steph's a really good catch and shoot player. I think Kristen sees the floor well in transition, and but they definitely have to work on talking. I think both of them could definitely work on talking, and that would help us so much, especially on defense.
Any final questions for Sid? Thank you.
Thanks.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.